Hey guys, it's been a while. I know I've been super busy with work, so I haven't had a chance to go out and do much hunting. I finally got a day off from my regular job. The boss was out of town, so I worked about a little over 2 weeks in a row. So finally got a chance to do some hunting yesterday, and I did an eBay pickup. The eBay pickup was a pretty massive lot I got for 30 bucks. I'll start off with the loose discs. First was Doom 3 for the original Xbox. I already have it, but I'll clean it up and either either trade it in or give it to somebody. Half-Life 2, even on the original Xbox, this plays pretty well. Not as good as the PC version, and obviously not as good as the Orange Box version. And then last but not least in that lot, another loose disc of Shrek's Carnival Craze party games. I'm assuming it's like a Mario Party. I don't really care about it. These are a little worse for the wear, and he said that in the auction, so I'm going to run them through a resurfacer, get them cleaned up. I have extra cases, so I'm not worried about that. Then there was a handful of DS games. It actually kind of made me laugh what was here, but first is the 4-game pack of Clue, Mousetrap, Perfection, and Aggravation. I'm going to hang on to this one. Those games are sometimes fun to just throw in and play with people. I don't know how multiplayer works on the DS because I haven't really delved into it too much. Up next is Puppy Love Spawn Resort. I don't really care about this, so I will probably trade it in. I see this one all the time. They're still selling new copies at Kmart locally, but Disney's Club Penguin, Elite Penguin Force, something made me laugh on the back. As I look at the back of the box, it says, basic reading ability is needed to fully enjoy this game, which is kind of goes without saying. But then last but not least, this one made me laugh too. A lot of shovelware in these systems. Let's see, there we go. So you can see it. Imagine fashion designer. I have literally know nothing about it, but that'll get traded in too. The main reason I bought this lot is there were some PS1 games in there that I didn't have. A couple that I really wanted to add to the collection, and a couple that I didn't care, that I could care less about. But mainly, the ones that I wanted for my collection were Qbert. I've said before I like collecting the arcade remakes that came out on the PS1 because I felt they actually did a really good job. Out of the arcade series ones like Space Invaders and why can I not think of it? Space Invaders, Asteroids, etc. The last one I needed to get was Centipede, and that was in that lot, so I'm glad to get it. I don't even know what this version is like. It looks a lot different than the regular Centipede, but this is a co-op game, and like I said before, my girlfriend and I played the hell out of the original Space Invaders remake for the PS1. A lot of fun. This one makes me laugh, and this one's going to be held on to for more of the novelty, because I know it's going to be terrible. Sorry, I'm fighting off, not really a cold, but some sinusy stuff. Kiss Pinball. This was a shovelware game, definitely. And these are easy to come by. They're a dime a dozen. Spec Ops Covert Assault. I think... No, I had the Ranger Elite one, maybe, or whatever it was called. Rangers something. I don't think I've ever played the Covert Assault one, so I might give it a chance, just to see what it's like. I don't think I'm going to hang on to it. Got another copy of Grand Theft Auto. The top-down ones are actually still a blast to play. Second to last, this was another shovelware game. World's Scariest Police Chases. Back cover art is here, but the front cover is missing. I don't even know if I'm going to bother completing that. That might just get resurfaced and traded in. But this was the one I wanted the most. And I know it's not rare or tough to come by, but I had a blast playing the PS2 one. And I remember my buddy Sean and I were really into X-Files back in the day when FX used to do that Thanksgiving Day fan marathon. And this is sort of more of an adventure game. But the X-Files for the PS1, I absolutely love this game, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. Alright, up next, a couple of games for the GameCube. The case is worse for the wear, and I didn't even check. It's just the disc only, and the artwork, no manual. Same goes with both of these games, disc only, no manual. Beyblade V-Force. I see it locally every once in a while for like $9 to $10, so I don't think it's super valuable, but or even rare. But you know, it was in a lot of games. There was 32 games there that I got for $30, so I'm not complaining about it. And I'm a huge Hulk fan, so I will play through this version for sure on the GameCube. And I've said it before, GameCube games in general are just getting tougher to find. I think people are hanging on to them because they're more valuable. If you hear some rustling in the background, it's my big cat, Midnight. He's making himself comfortable behind a computer monitor back there. So, up next, a handful of Xbox games. I'm going to hang on to 2 of them. The other ones will get traded off because I don't care. But I've said before a million times that I'm trying to collect the original Xbox run, and since this was in a lot that I basically paid about 90 cents a game for, this is an Xbox exclusive, even though it's not particularly rare or valuable. But NFL Fever 2003, I believe this one's complete. Yes, it is. So then I will also hang on to this, NFL Fever 2004. This is complete. Yep, it's all there. So like I said, they're not rare or valuable, but they are Xbox exclusives, so I'm going to put them in the collection. These 2 will get passed on and traded in. NCAA Football 2003 and NBA Live 2002. Kind of makes me laugh because I believe that's Steve Francis on the cover. I see on the back here it says play as or against Michael Jordan, so I'm wondering if this was the first game, one of the first games he allowed his likeness to be in besides Michael Jordan in the Windy City, that action-adventure game on the Genesis. I think it was the Genesis. But yeah, these will get traded off. Then there was a massive lot for $30 of PS2 games, or PS3 games that, to be quite honest, if you even just bought the sports games, you'd be paying $2 to $3 a title. So to get this many PS3 games in that lot was all right. Nothing particularly rare or valuable, but FIFA Soccer 11, that'll get traded off. Fight Night Round 3, I'll probably hang on to. NHL 09. Madden 09. I forgot that Sony put out their own, but NBA 08. MLB The Show 09. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08. And now we get into the ones that might not be valuable, but might not be valuable in terms of resale or anything like that, but are more desirable in the sense that people will still play these. Modern Warfare 3, World at War, Black Ops. Then last but not least, this I think was the one that brought down... Was this the one that... I think this is... Yeah, I'm almost positive this is the one that came out when Sony had their initial hack back in, was it April of 2011, so this game kind of got buried. But it is SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs Confrontation, and I see it must have been the version that came with the headset that they put out, not for resale. This game kind of got stomped on because of that hack. You couldn't. It's a multiplayer only online game, and with no PSN access, there wasn't really much you could do. Some of these games I might not even trade in, like the sports games aren't worth anything, but having some extra actual PS3 cases is nice, so I might just trade in the discs and keep the cases. All right, on to a Best Buy clearance sale. I've heard middling things about this, and I've heard people that love it. So, got this for $6 on clearance at Best Buy. Inversion. It's the it's sort of like the Dark Void, where you've got more verticality and more movement. I'm gonna give it a whirl. Obviously, it looks reasonably fun, and even if for $6, even if I don't enjoy it, I'm not too worried about it. This one though there's a devoted fan base to this game, and this is The Adventures of Tintin the game, and I've actually seen it up and running. And since it holds true to what the movie looks like, it's actually a pretty gorgeous looking game. Just for the just for what it does. It does have co-op, so I think my girlfriend and I can play through this. And then last but not least, this was still commanding a reasonably high amount for a brand new copy. It's still going for like $30, but it was on clearance at Best Buy, and with my Gamers Club Unlocked, I snagged it up for $16. It's Catherine, you know, it's Atlas's weird adventure puzzle action game. I haven't played it. I know my good buddy Mitch really likes this game, so I'm glad to put it in the collection. And now, the Nodak Nate's Grand Forks Game Hunting channel had its first donation. My good buddy Todd went through and basically cleared out his original Xbox games, and he didn't want any money for them, because that's the kind of guy Todd is. He knows I collect. So, there's some pretty awesome games in here that he just gave me. Some that I didn't even know existed, so I'm gonna give him a not existed, but some I have never even played before. But there's a pretty massive lot in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 games, and he didn't want a penny for them, so these are all going into the collection. I don't have Ghost Recon Island Thunder. Just Cause. I just bought this too, and and this is relatively valuable. I think it still commands like anywhere between $18 to $20, and I've seen the disc only go that high. And this is complete and in mint condition. Todd doesn't beat the crap out of his stuff. He's the one who gave me the Game Boy Color, complete in box and relatively untouched. So that's pretty cool. Didn't have this either. Rainbow Six 3. I know that none of these are exclusive to the Xbox, but some of these, like Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six, played better just because of the massive processing power the original Xbox had. This one I've seen before, but I've never actually played. And I know this comes highly recommended from Todd because he's into the flight games. But Wings of War looks really cool. Glad to get it. This one I literally knew nothing about. Did not know this existed. It appears to be a sort of grid-based strategy game. Shattered Union, I'm going to definitely give it a try, as I've kind of got games like O Muerta and Warhammer Battle March have gotten me into strategy games a little bit. I used to not be a big strategy game fan, but those games in particular have gotten me into them, so I'm looking forward to playing Shattered Union. This one I've said before, worst Medal of Honor game, even worse than the ones that came out on the 360 and PS3. This is Rising Sun. It went from being such an awesome series to tanking so quickly, and this one I believe is the beginning of the end. I don't have it though for the Xbox, so it's going to go in the collection. Godfather the game. I don't have it. It's not complete. I need a manual for it, but otherwise it's in great shape. This is about my third or fourth copy of this game, so it'll get traded off, but this is actually a really good game. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. Shouldn't say glad. I might actually keep this one because I think it's in better shape than the one that I have. Of course, everybody's seen this game a million times. It was supposed to be the evolution of squad-based shooters. Full Spectrum Warrior. I don't have it. Pandemic made it, so it's probably... I've never even played it, but it's probably a reasonably good experience. Pandemic, I'm trying to think, with the exception of the last Mercenaries games, but that was more because EA owned the license than that. When it was a Lucas game, it was awesome. Up next, don't have this in the collection, and I know it's sort of gotten middling reviews and whatnot, but Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't have it, so it's going in the collection. This I've come across a ton, so you know I know it's not rare, but it is complete. Even has the warranty registration card in it, and that's Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. It's actually in better condition than the one I have, so I'll probably hang on to this one. This game I absolutely love. And I have it on when they put out those Xbox originals on the 360. But this is Sid Meier's Pirates. glad to get it. I know it's not exclusive to the Xbox, but it's going to be added into the collection. This is empty. He could not find it, but Scarface, The World Is Yours, the one that I have, the case isn't in great shape, nor is the artwork, so I'm going to take the disc out of there, recycle the case. I got one really awesome one. I think this is a semi-expansion to Ghost Recon 2, but this is Ghost Recon 2 Summit Strike. Again, I don't have this, never played that one. Glad to get it. MVP Baseball 2004, that'll get traded off because it's not particularly valuable. And like I said, I tried to give him money for it, but he wouldn't take it. This is one of my favorite space flight combat games, Battlestar Galactica. I have a copy of it, but this one, the case and artwork are in significantly better shape. I have them. This doesn't have a manual, but I have a manual. This one is, I don't know very much about, because I don't know if this is like a revamped version or something like that, but it's called 2011 Final Assault Ghost Recon 2. If there wasn't so much squad-based stuff, and I know that's the gist of these, but if there wasn't so much squad-based stuff in Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon 2, I probably would have had a lot more fun playing them. Alright, we're getting down to the end of that lot. This is a flat-out amazing game. And I don't know if anybody actually picked up the license when Midway went down. I'm assuming Warner Brothers has it, but this could be an amazing game if somebody put the time and effort into it. Warner Brothers, give this license to Monolith and let them do something with it. They're on a roll lately. But PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy, it's a really fun game, sort of action stealth with psi powers. You know, you have telekinesis, pyrokinesis, mind drain, take over somebody and do remote viewing to get, you know, to advance. And this was actually a pretty impressive piece of tech for the time it came out. It was at 2004, so it was right before the Xbox 360 came out. But PsyOps is without a doubt one of my favorite games. All right, 2 more to go for this lot that Todd donated to me. Really excited to have this. I see it's still relatively valuable in the $16 to $18 range, but Predator Concrete Jungle. I rented it a bunch. I never beat it, but I've already played a bunch of it since I got it, so I'm really glad to have it. And last but not least, this was probably the most amazing thing that he gave me in here. Complete. There's the map. There's the manual. I'm not going to flip it around until I show you what it is. This game is valuable and well worth it. Elder Scrolls Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. Everything is there. This still runs relatively high. I now have 2 copies, but this one I'm going to hang on to, as well as my original copy, because yeah, it's one of those games that ebbs and flows. It seems to go high for a while and low for a while, but I'm going to hang on to it. All right. Then I had one Amazon pickup for an Xbox game that is an exclusive. Did not know existed, but reading the reviews and everything, it's a relatively fun karting game. And as I've said before, those are the only real racing games I like. This is Furious Karting. It was brand new on Amazon for $8. Glad to get it. It's an Xbox exclusive, so that goes into the collection. Then a couple of thrift store pickups just down the street from me at St. Joe's. Simpsons Road Rage for the PS2 and Simpsons Hit and Run for the PS2. I love both of these games. Trying to think, I don't think I have them on, I'm not seeing them, so I don't think I have them on the PS2. I think I have Road Rage, or no, I have, as I'm looking at my collection, I have Hit and Run for the Xbox. Both of these need to be cleaned up. They're not necessarily scuffed up, they're just covered in gunk. Alright, then over to Goodwill. There's a handful of games there. Another Xbox exclusive, Transworld Snowboarding. These were all $3 a piece. So yeah, I'm glad to get it. It's like I said, it apparently has pro snowboarders in it. I don't know enough about snowboarding to know the names. The only one I noticed, the only one I recognized was UC Oskinen. That's the only name I noticed on the back, but it looks pretty cool. I'm not even a huge snowboarding fan, which is funny when you see what I got last at Goodwill. I got Street Racing Syndicate. This was actually a fun game. I enjoyed playing it. I'm not a big tuner car fan or whatever, but this was a reasonably fun game. I know, I'm trying to think, Namco also, I think it was Namco, also had Smashing Drive. They were trying to get, Namco has put out some good racing games, but I think they were trying to jump on trends a little too much. Then Mission Impossible, Operation Surma. This is actually a reasonably good game, in the vein of Splinter Cell. And had it come out before Splinter Cell, being that it wasn't tied specifically to a movie license, I have a feeling this would have had some a little more steam behind it. But it came out after Splinter Cell did, and kind of got buried because it was, you know, when there's a trendy game, a lot of companies jump on it. Then from Goodwill, the last pickup there, Cool Borders 2. I just watched a video of the backlog with Joe Walker, and he did a Cool Borders 2 thing. And I remembered how much fun my sister and I had playing these, and I said for $3 I couldn't pass it up. Then out to the Salvation Army. I don't have a copy of this, and it still has the Club Nintendo points in here, so I'm wondering if they're still good. I'll check it out. But copy of Wii Play, it was $5. Not exactly a steal. I see it still goes for $8 around there, so for $5, whatever. Then last but not least, it was buy 4 get 1 free at First National Pawn, and I picked up a bunch of stuff. I do not have one really good one in there. First up, for the PS3, Deadly Premonition, the Director's Cut. I think this is running on a low print run now, as it's getting tougher to find. It still commands about $20 to $25 on the auction market. This is also getting tougher to find. NBA Jam, you know, only basketball game I really like. This one is not tough to find, is not rare, but I want it for specifically so I can be an achievement hound on this one. The Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. It's a mouthful. I'm told it's relatively easy to get all 1,000 points, and I've also been told it's a relatively good game. So I have it on the PS2 and I have it on the Xbox, but this one I'm excited to have. This is complete, but not in an Xbox case. I'm glad to get it. This was a Monolith game, and these guys did the original Fear, and yeah, this is a series I think Sega owns the license to. They need to bring it back, because we saw what, like, Alien Isolation with, I think it was Creative Assembly did Alien Isolation, and while it's not my style of game, I appreciate how good it is. They need to bring this series back, because right now I'm playing through The Evil Within, and it doesn't have the tension, it doesn't have the just general feel of scariness, but this is Condemned 2, Bloodshot. I've been able to find it many, many times before, and it was only $5, so it wasn't like it was an amazing steal or anything. I found it many, many times before, but for whatever reason, it's disc only or without the artwork, and this has the artwork, just not in an Xbox case, so I'm glad to get it. Last but not least, I see this game go relatively high from time to time, and I'm really, really glad to get it. This I do not have on the Xbox, and it's getting tough to find, definitely, is Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly, the Director's Cut. Brilliant game. This is how horror games should be done. Lots of scares, make you jump out of your seat kind of thing. So I am not going to do a rundown here, because there's over 60 games that I picked up. Maybe I'll put them in the notes, but I spent about $100 to get 60 games to add to the collection. Some of them are going to get traded off, but all in all, not a bad haul, especially since I haven't had the opportunity to go out much. Just checked eBay and whatnot. So thanks, everybody. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. I'll see you later.